What's up, and welcome everybody to episode 3 of Okay So Boom. I am joined by the lovely Monique Morales,
Hey,
Matthew Morales,
Hey, how's it going?
and Ryan Williams.
What's up?
And I am Chamire. And today we just have an exciting episode. We have several topics that we're going to dissect and bring you our opinions. But before we get into that, anybody have anything interesting happen this week?
I got an Xbox Series X.
Oh, jelly
he
for real.
did do that.
We don't want to talk,
Y'all
we don't want to talk about that because he didn't get me one too.
Dang.
Look, I told you when it was going to go on sale, man. You could have bought it.
I am overseas.
So
I tried the
Yeah.
other time, but it kept saying come back in 10 minutes, come back in 10 minutes. It was like, I think through Walmart, and every time I would come back, it would be like, come back in 10 minutes. I was like, how many more 10 minutes they want me to come back? Like, what are they doing? So I was not able. Was I trying to get the PlayStation, or was I trying to get the Xbox?
PS5.
I just call it, bring that PlayStation here, that controller, bring me that PlayStation. So, but congratulations, because I know that's not an easy thing to do. Did you bust it open yet?
oh yeah, definitely. First game I'm playing. So I played a couple matches of Call of Duty Cold War, and then Assassin's Creed Valhalla is what I'm playing through first.
Okay. I know nothing about any of that, but I'm happy for you.
Mhm. You see me? I'm like,
Are
what
you
they
all
got
trying to
on
get the other one
CNN?
too? Or are y'all good now?
We'll get a PS5 eventually. It's just not my first choice.
Yeah, so
That's
first
all
choice
him.
was Xbox. Yeah. Okay. Ryan, what's
That's
going
all
on over
him.
there? Where you be?
Nothing, just work. And then I had a 5K yesterday, but that was about it. Boring stuff over here.
Did you get some swag?
That's what's up, though.
Oh yeah, I just showed up for the shirt. That's what I came for. I had the shirt and those glide discs that I don't know how to use.
Okay.
Shamir knew to check in on that swag. She said, "Did you get it? Did you get some swag?"
What kind of swag
At
did you
least
get?
that's
All right.
that's what's up.
What's up with you, Mo Weezy?
Oh man, melanated and stimulated. I can't, I can't complain. It is what it is. But now this week really just been, trying to, like I said before, trying to get my garden started and get my little seeds started so I can enjoy myself and pretend like I'm in baby boy somewhere in the middle of the summer.
With your wine in your garden?
With my wine in my garden, baby. Killing moths and
Jody.
butterflies for the world, for the cause. Because I know they're gonna try to get my greens. I'm not having it this year.
Oh no.
Last year they caught me off guard. This year I feel seasoned. So I'm
She said they caught
definitely.
me off guard.
They did. I was like, "What is this?" They had me out here with skeleton broccoli. I should have took a picture as a precaution to new gardeners. These things will eat your stuff down to the bone.
They was
Was
like,
it
well,
locusts?
thank you for this. We appreciate
No,
this fresh produce.
they're
June bugs.
moth larvae, butterfly larvae,
Mhm.
like little green, teeny weeny little caterpillars that turn into something satanic and just start eating everything green.
So did you
Oh
get like
man.
some type of organic pesticide, or you just know what to do now?
No, there's an organic pesticide that you can use because I'm here for the work. I'm not using none of that crazy stuff to find out later on. It's the strain of bacillus that stops all of that. And you can use diatonomous earth. I'm probably saying that wrong, but
Sounds right.
DE. It's like white dirt. Basically, it looked like you got a cocaine field. When you dust your greens with it, and they look all ashy. But if anybody that knows gardening, when they walk by, I'd be like, okay, she's trying to get rid of these little butterflies. I don't know,
Right. Cool.
because
I
they're
don't
gonna be
think I
white
did
this year.
anything worth that was notable this week. Oh, I braided my hair. That's it. Um, but that's
That's the thing, honey.
that. It took me some hours. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be done in like 5 hours. I was not done in 5 hours. Oh, and then that made me feel sad.
Mm-mm,
So that is the only
mm-mm.
thing I really accomplished this week. Um, But what did happen this week, and what everybody is talking about, is the interview with Oprah Winfrey and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And I've always, like, not like obviously as an American, I don't really know too much about the royal family, but I've always been intrigued about that relationship. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So when stuff started to go south, I was like, but I would, but like everybody else, I wasn't that surprised that that stuff was gonna go south. Like
Oh, thank you.
you know. So what'd you think about the interview? Did you watch
Our
the whole
dog is
thing?
snoring. So yeah, who'd you start with? Did you ask me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So crazy.
Okay, because the dog just let out a big old snore. Okay, but my thing about it is, and initially, I was like, dang, but I was still digesting it. So when I was watching it, sitting there, I was kind of just like, oh, okay, I really didn't know what to say. Oprah's shock level, I think,
it made it good.
That's right. That's meme worthy. You're gonna use that for something else, because I wasn't shocked like that. I mean, we've even been asked, like, with me and Matt, with our mixed children, you think they're gonna be dark? I've even wondered, you know what I mean? Like, being pregnant, do you think they're gonna be dark? So even that didn't really surprise me. I guess with her, it's kind of just like all she had, as far as trying to find something to feel discriminated about. But I'm in the school of thought that you showed up to the castle broke. In
Was she broke?
comparison,
She was on the show.
I'm talking about broke. I'm talking about monarchy broke. Monarchy broke. She regular rich, but she royalty broke. First of all, then you showed up really without a job, because you either a working actress or you not working. Okay, so there's that, and you don't know nothing about us. Not a doggone thing do
But
you know about us.
she did admit that she didn't do any research.
And that's some bull. In and of itself, that is some bull, because if people be out here looking up LinkedIn profiles on regular people, and you find out you got a prince, and you don't even want to know nothing, he gonna tell me everything I need to know. But clearly he's the rebel of the family, so he probably not gonna tell you nothing. He probably think he Eddie Murphy or somebody. You should have been all on Google finding out everything you need to find out before you went. You pulling up to the palace just now learning how to curtsy?
But it's true. I know though. Guys, did you guys watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. Go ahead, Matt.
Personally, the royal family doesn't really interest me. So I don't know nothing about Harry either. So I'm with Meghan. I'm not gonna I know he served, and I thought that was crazy, because like, you're the Prince of England and you're serving in the military, but good for you. Other than that, okay.
Yeah.
I agree with Monique. She showed up broke. She has like no way, to speak of, and not bringing anything of value other than her personality, I guess. I don't know her.
Yeah.
So I think any grandma would look at her crazy, but she said the queen treated her right. So it's just these other ones.
But the queen
What
don't
were you gonna
have
say,
to
Ryan?
do her own regulation.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. So they're just figureheads. Like, they're not in charge of their own lives or schedules. So like they do make money off of marketing and stuff like that, but they're broke too. Like, if people lose interest in them and they stop being a royal family, they would have no money. Like, all that money is based upon the Commonwealth paying them to be entertaining. So they all broke.
I think
That's why
the king
they need somebody to bring something to the table. That's why Kate bought 400 million.
Well, see, that's my thing. I don't know what Kate was doing before she, married. What's his other? Not Prince Harry. What's his name? The brother. I can't remember. Prince William.
The other prince.
Yeah, the other one.
Kate was doing the Imani. She was training her whole life. That's what Kate was doing.
But
she's not from royalty though. I thought she was also somewhat regular. She wasn't a duchess before. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think
She
so.
wasn't no.
I just feel like okay, yeah.
It was
She
the
should. I feel like
Kardashians of England.
Meghan should have did more research. She should have. We all know that. We could just to know what you're getting into. Because like Monique said, like obviously I've been married for almost 2 decades. I'm not checking into anybody, but let's just say I was dating somebody.
Right.
I'm looking at his Facebook. I might run a background check these days. You know, I
Okay.
need to know who it is.
What your
But
mama had for breakfast?
I think the point is, okay, so she's in it now. And if you cannot say that Kate and Meghan have not been treated differently. And
Yeah.
the thing is, why? And is it race related? And I not want to say absolutely 100% is race related. Like, come on, they don't want to give her or the baby no security.
Mhm.
Come on, like that's just wrong. And then
It is.
asking about what the color is gonna be, like Perry should have known that this was you know your family. If your family racist,
Yeah.
like if Ryan, if I go over to your house and your mom don't like white people and I'm white, don't let me walk into that. You know what I'm saying? So he got
Yeah.
some responsibility with that too. But I just feel like even like the headlines, like it's one headline where it was, let me see, like it's like day and night. So when Kate was pregnant, you know, she was eating avocados and everybody was like, "Oh, avocados make you feel better." But then
Mhm.
they saw it says Meghan Markle's beloved avocado linked to human abuse and drought. And it's like, why do y'all like do that? Like that's just wrong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's not the family though. Like I'm not trying to excuse the family. Like
That's the paparazzi. Yeah.
yeah, that's the culture. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
if it wasn't what the if people weren't going to consume that in media, then they wouldn't say that stuff. Like that is who those people are. So
Yeah.
like all that stuff is being I guess made to be more entertaining for the populace to actually watch these people who they don't have a job, they don't do anything, they just exist. They're part of a
Yeah.
bloodline and they don't have any control over the government. There's
Mhm.
this hype men and women because he kept
Yeah.
saying the grandma wasn't racist. Like he kept making a point like, hey, listen, my grandfather and grandmother did not say this to me. So it probably
Yeah.
came from the handlers. Like they're
No,
the same people.
I think it was the brother. He looked like he a real piece of work.
Get out here.
I hope not. Like nobody who's because he said that they were still trying to work out their relationship or whatever. So maybe some of that did come from them or whatever. But I think it
No.
came from the producers of the royal family. I think that
I
they
don't
drummed up all
know.
that stuff.
I
You
don't
got
know.
something, Matt, before I break out one last time, then that's it.
Well, I mean, I will say, you know, like if it was or was not the family, right? I mean,
Mhm.
what did you expect? Like England, this bloodline is pretty tight, and I believe they started the slave trade in Africa. Like they racism. like what did you expect? And they want Archie would be what, like maybe fifth or sixth in line for the throne.
They
It
didn't even
was-
want to give him a title though. They refused to give him a title. So I think they did the
Exactly.
right thing by taking their baby and be
Yeah.
like, listen, you're not gonna subject me to a life where I may be in danger and then not protect me from that
Mhm.
danger. I'm about to go and I'm gonna go in Tyler Perry house too. Um,
Yeah.
you know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
for me, my perspective is a little bit different. I think that I think they wanted to demonize that girl from the giddy up
Absolutely.
just because of her coming from, just her being American, coming over there trying to, quote unquote, infiltrate on this, royal family and this God save the queen and all this kind of stuff. I think there's that. And I also think a lot of people also was like, but who is she? And, what does she actually bring to the table? Harry has always been a little bit of a rebel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know Harry is the kind of like the black sheep to me, from the behaviors that he's had in the past with, even when they made a big deal about the boy getting caught out there with some marijuana or whatever, he's always been a little bit like the one that do some stuff that make the family be like, come on now, Harry, again. So I just feel like this was another one of those things, but it was so huge. Like everything he do is like contrary to what they would have him do. Going to get married 3 days before your actual wedding, that type of stuff.
Black
And then
woman.
saying we don't want to be full-time employees, but you want us to spend full-time security money on you. I think a lot of people, if you want to be grown and do what you want to do, we cutting you off. I think a lot of the cutting them off and stuff like that was because they was trying to run things, and they was trying to keep them in check. Some of it was, because I can't make Meghan into, one of our people that done struggle, because the blackest thing about the girl is her mama, and you know it.
What you just said right there. Okay, so I've been reading my Twitter, and there was a one lady who particularly struck me. She was like, Black people, we just take everybody in, you know, and don't nobody take the Black people in. And so this person's point of view was Meghan Markle before wasn't claiming to be Black, but now all of a sudden she is, because I think ain't nobody Black. She may not have thought she was Black, but when she stepped out into a spotlight, she found out she was Black, because I don't know if you know, but she had she was in the all-white sorority.
Everything that she has been doing has been whitewashed. So,
but do you think, as Black people, and this is for everybody, do we take in everybody? I feel like we do. I feel like
we do.
Because
you know what? Trying to translate it to other struggles, it's not. Oh, go ahead.
I was like, I'm half white, half Puerto Rican, raised on the south side of Chicago, predominantly Black neighborhood. I wasn't accepted by Hispanics because I don't speak Spanish, and I wasn't accepted by white people because my skin is white. So, I hung out with Black people. All my friends are Black growing up. All but one of my girlfriends are Black. I listen to hip hop. I wear Jordans. I sag my pants. I'm not wearing skinny jeans.
I kind of agree with that too. But her thing was, we shouldn't feel bad, and it kind of reminded me of what you said. The person who tweeted was like, we shouldn't feel bad for her, and we shouldn't necessarily run to take her in because she was never repping being Black in the first place. So and then she went on to say that, and now we got to take Archie, who is even less Black, with him being 25%. Wow, what's
not even that, right?
Because she's mixed, and then his dad is white, so he would just be like a quarter Black. But I don't know how I feel about it. I get that, because they said that he won't have the same struggles. Even if he wasn't a royal, he wouldn't have the same struggles as a regular Black not regular like we just regular, but you know what I mean, as a perceived Black person with brown skin. Now you guys have mixed race children. Is that offensive to you to say,
I mean, no, because in this house, we know what we are, and we know where we come from, and we are, exposed to every side of our family, and we try to expose our kids to every facet of their culture. And I don't play that going back and forth on the fence of, she's this much Puerto Rican this day, this much Black that day, and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, I know exactly what they are. You feel me? And that's
so are they Black, or do you just say they're mixed?
Oh, hell no. I tell my kids they Black all day, every day. And we'll, and we'll refer to them as such to make sure that they understand too that that's what they are, because people will be confused. I have shown up I'll never forget, remember, Matt, when I went to the field trip, and I came in, and the boy told Micaiah that I wasn't her mama.
Kids are rude.
He was like, that's not your mama. And my baby looked at me and said, and she was literally like, what? Like, I'm like, now how he gonna know? How would he even know that? Don't even give it the time of day. But we had a discussion, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are not gonna understand. They're gonna see you and try to conclude on, your ethnicity and everything, because if they don't see your people, They not gonna know. That's just how it is when you're yellow. You know, they don't know. They don't know. They don't. But I mean, at the end of the day, if it's a major concern before somebody wants to start an interaction with you, that ain't nobody you need to be talking to anyway. It's 2021. Right. We need to stop being hung up on color and letting that be a reason why people don't get what they're supposed to get.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there.
And Monique family used to call me everything but what I was. He used to call
the
me
Arab Prince.
The Arab, like, where did that come from?
What did they call you?
The Arab Prince.
Oh no!
I'm Puerto Rican and white. How did that happen? Okay.
That's so funny.
All right, so I don't have interracial kids, so I don't have a leg to stand on. But the only reason I disagree with y'all, and I don't know if it's really a disagreement, but I think if you have a drop of black blood in you, you're black, and we should support you. Period. Like if you don't want to be part of the culture, I get that. But if you are black in any way, because it used to be the opposite, right? Like if you had a drop of black blood, no matter what your complexion was, they turned you away. Like from Gone from the what was it, Gone from the Wind or whatever the movie was?
Yeah, Gone with the Wind.
Where she had to pretend her mom was her nanny or whatever. And now we kind of doing the same thing to our own people. I don't agree with that. Like y'all didn't say that, but I mean like the person who's talking about Archie, like we should embrace him. Like well he's like I don't get that. Like we shouldn't.
He's a baby.
Shouldn't feel for it. Like even if he was an adult, as long as he's not acting like he doesn't want to be part of the culture.
Right.
Like she's black, he's black, and that's why they got treated like that by the royal family. But then when they come back to the States, we should act right and re-embrace them into the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they want to be a part of the culture. Yeah.
If you want to be part of the culture.
But that's what I'm saying. You think that the royal family or whoever the firm is was being harder on her because like you think they would have been more forgiving if she would have showed up broke and white? That's a good point.
100%.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Especially like I think it was the American thing more than the color thing, but the combination that was the death of it right there.
No, I think it was the color thing. I think if it was a black British person, it'd have been the same thing.
But the Brits got rid of slavery before we did. They embraced black people way before the Americans did.
This is not back in the day. This is now.
Yeah.
So you can't
maybe they ran back up.
Years ago, and I was doing a year ago watching TV in a hotel room, and man, they were racist. They were what was their prime minister? Was his name Boris Johnson or something like that?
Right. But you're right. So recently, yes, they did start going hard like separation. That is true. That's why they separated from the EU.
Yeah, they're a real piece of work. But I want to kind of move into talking about a case that happened a couple years ago. Actually 2013. It's very, very old. But it's funny how the social media has affected justice in like the past, like I say like 3 to 5 years. So there was a boy, his name was Kendrick Johnson, and he just didn't come home, and so his mom called the police, what have you, and they found him upside down in gym mats, and they said that it was an accident. And that so he fell into the mats, and it made like no sense at all how you could fall upside down and then get yourself wedged. I mean, I guess anything is possible, but logically it's just hard to believe that could happen. And the state did an autopsy and said that it was positional asphyxiation. Meaning, he couldn't breathe because of how he was positioned inside the mats. But then the family did an independent autopsy and showed that it was blunt force trauma to the right side of his neck. So how do you rectify the two of those? And do you think that this was a cover-up from the state of this was Georgia? Or do you think that it was a mistake? Now, what I will say before I pass the ball to y'all is that with the second autopsy, the medical examiner said it couldn't have been positional asphyxiation because there would have been fluid in his lungs from the way that he was positioned. There was no fluid.
Right.
So he feels like maybe there was a fight and the boy got into a chokehold, and that's how he died, which makes more sense. But I'm gonna throw it over to y'all. And the case has been reopened now,
Yeah.
finally, after almost all these years. But what do you guys think about that? Ryan, you start.
So I'm glad they're reopening it because because the I think the federal government stepped in like after the case was closed. Like, oh yeah, he died from asphyxiation. They stepped in, and that's when the second autopsy came to light to the public. Like, no, he was hit in the head or something like that before he suffocated. So I'm glad they're putting all the evidence together because now they have two different sets of evidence from the state and the federal government. But even the federal government couldn't get to a point where they could finally get to an answer just because there's something missing. So I'm glad it's reopened because I definitely think it's foul play, just because I can't even imagine how he would have done that. Like you said, anything's possible, but just
They say he
it
dropped
se-
his shoe
it seems too
inside
improbable.
gym mat, and he was reaching for his shoe, and he got stuck. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
and then
know.
why was he there? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that all that there's so many pieces missing. Like I'm glad they reopened it, just so the family can have
Yeah.
closure.
Matt, Monique, y'all got something to put on that?
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I agree with Ryan.
Mhm.
The family needs closure. I believe that boy was murdered by somebody, and
Mhm.
the police tried to cover it up, and now hopefully they find out something, and somebody has to serve some time.
Yeah.
Right, justice be served. I
Right.
feel like if this would have happened now, that they wouldn't have been able to just brush it underneath the rug so easily, because now they
They
don't
would have
play.
tried.
They would have tried, but now I
Mhm.
think there is, from a scale of 1 to 10, maybe 2%
Mhm.
more accountability for justice. Like, they can't just ignore it. Like, they have to at least
Yeah.
look at it nowadays and not just. But that boy, I believe they killed that boy.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have followed this case a few different times, and some things that come out about him being involved with a girl, a young white girl whose boyfriend was actually on the wrestling team, who would have been capable of doing such a hold on him. Okay, and that he met that boy in the gym. The girl called him to the gym so that the boy could attack him, and that is more than likely what happened. But of course, when they interviewed the young man, he said he didn't do it. They let him go about his business. You know what I mean? But we see this little miniature love triangle right here going on, and they just let that go. And I believe
Right.
strongly that that's the type of complexion for the protection that I'm talking about
So the
when we
wrestler was
compare
white.
other situations. Hmm?
Was the wrestling
Yes,
the
the
wrestler
girl
boyfriend?
was white and the boyfriend was white, but the dude was actually, he was a young black boy with dreads, and he went in there, I believe, to meet the girl. I think he was gonna meet that girl, and that a fight did happen because he was just too beat up. That was just ridiculous.
Yeah, he was, and he had marks on his face and whatever. And this
Yeah,
is like,
he was just
you don't get all that from
right. That's
inciting to no
too
mass.
violent, way too violent, and then rolled up in that mat, just out of sight, out of mind until whoever find him. You know, it ain't no perfect crime though, and I do believe that his family is gonna get some kind of justice. You have to believe that all the way to the end, because this is just ridiculous.
I hope so, because they deserve justice for their son. I couldn't
Mhm.
even imagine losing my child
Yeah.
in a tragic way like that.
Mhm.
That would eat me up for a long time, and it would eat me up worse knowing that it was covered up. So I definitely am glad that opened up. But Monique, this next topic was a hot button issue for you, and I kind of want to get your perspective on it. Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
So I have the crazy thing is I have all those books, like, because
You have them?
they're all in one book. So
Mhm.
when Ayana was a baby, we bought this giant Dr. Seuss book. It's like this thick, and it has all of.
Right.
And I was reading the Mulberry one after it had it's after you left, Ryan, and I was like, this is kind of racist. And that's all I said. And I just kept reading the book. But they had the Asian man, and I said, wow, he had the little stereotypical hat on. I was just like, wow, Dr. Seuss, keep it moving.
Yeah.
But for whatever, he's not necessarily canceled.
Right.
So what do you think about the whole thing?
You know, not the whole doctor, just some of it. And honestly, you know what I keep on saying? We Black folks ain't asked for none of this. You know, I think this is just another one of those little substitutions. Like, here, we gonna cancel these 6 books too. You know, at the end of the day, the depiction of Black folks wasn't even there. You know, back in the 30s, they wasn't even really thinking about let's just be clear about that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Those images being what they are to other cultures, to me, anybody can catch that wake-up call any given time. It's like, now you're looking at this book going, oh, look at how Dr. Seuss thought about us. But nobody really, you know, you can't be surprised. You cannot be surprised when you find it. I hate to say it, but come on, that man was born in 1904.
That's why
1904.
I agree with that.
know?
You know, so
With
I
the
would
queen.
get
He was born with the queen.
right. I mean, all these characters, like from when we were younger, if I go back and look at them, a lot of them have some type of racial undertone. I mean, they say Walt Disney
Right.
was racist. We had Dr. Seuss was a little racist,
Mhm.
and my man Pepé Le Pew, who wasn't racist, but he was doing some stuff that would be totally unacceptable. And I was talking to Ryan the other day. I was like, Pepé Le Pew wasn't doing nothing but just chasing. He was persistent. So I had to go on YouTube because obviously it's been like what for 30 years since I watched that. Now my man was kissing and touching, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
wow, it's just how unacceptable.
My man Pepe always got the cat at the end of the show. Okay.
But doggone
One way or
though,
the
you
other.
know,
He had him in
it's
that bed, and
perception
it-
though.
black,
Shout
and
out to
yeah, you know what's about to happen.
Look, shout out to Ryan Davis. What dude say? He said everybody forget that was a cat. She didn't like him because he wasn't no cat, you know,
Right.
because he was funky. Just two
Right.
things that he had to work on. But it was, as soon as he got his stuff together, it was on. People be forgetting. And I shared that meme, cancel old boy from Popeye. Shout out to Olive Oil getting choked.
I
like
didn't
that.
even realize that Olive. It was so. First of all, I was little, but I was like, I know what his name, Brutus,
Bruto
Pluto,
or whatever.
Pluto, what?
something,
Bruto.
Brutus, whatever. I was like, he was a bully, but he ain't hit Olive Oil. And then you posted a picture. I was like, oh, he did choke her. Wow, it is acceptable.
Choke the eyeballs out.
So that leads me to the next point. So Ryan, do you think that these things should be canceled or not? Because certain things were more acceptable back when these were, you could forcibly force yourself upon a female. That was acceptable with my man Pepe. And then Olive Oil, like I don't even know how that was ever deemed okay to show to children, but do you think that it should not be canceled because that was okay at the time, or do you think that stuff should be removed from today's watching?
So I like in the article how they said that it wasn't necessarily a cancel, it's a recall. Like we could still use the material. We just have to make it appropriate for the time, make it appropriate for the culture. So like in the Dr. Seuss case, like nobody asked them to do that. The estate was like, you know what, we should probably pull these books back and do something with it, edit it to make it more appropriate for kids. I'm cool with that. When it comes to Pepe, I mean, hey, he was rapey. So if he got to go, he got to go. Like, it's not like it's anybody's favorite, but I doubt most people were like, oh yeah, don't get rid of Pepe. Nobody cares. Like just get rid of him then. You know what I mean? He was he was not the right character. But I don't know, like I'm cool with things being fixed for the time, like the recall type methodology, I'm cool with it. Like,
Yeah.
don't just cancel. Like, some things can be canceled. Like, I don't know if you could fix Bruto choking olive oil, but you could fix these books. You could take down certain statues. Like, you can make things more appropriate for the time, and I'm cool with that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Matt, how do you feel?
I feel the same way, right? So it was this company deciding to pull back these 6 books on their own because they realized that they didn't meet social standards as they are today.
Mhm.
Good on them.
Right.
Yeah.
And I always thought Pepe was a rapist. So yeah, he can go.
Rude.
But at the same time, they should probably get rid of Speedy Gonzalez too, because that's also pretty dang
Woo.
racist. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You can hack that.
It is.
Okay, but I'm about to. So Matt, are you a fan of
Dang,
Dragon
Speedy,
Ball Z?
dang.
I am a fan of Dragon Ball Z, and yes, it's offensive.
Mr. Popo.
Mr.
But
Popo
when I
racist as
when I
hell.
first watched it, I was like, why does he look like that?
Uh-huh.
Mr.
He's
don't know.
I
directly
said the
taken.
same thing.
He's
I
directly taken
noticed
from the
it
30s
immediately.
stereotype. Yeah, he's directly taken from that. Like they said, they literally, because a lot of anime is based upon Disney animation, but they literally said they did take that from the 30s cartoon representation of Black people. Like,
Mhm.
Well, they need to fix Mr. Popo. And
Okay, give him a face.
he got no
I mean,
face, just
they-
lips and
I'm tired
eyes.
of this.
lips.
You don't see Mr.
I'm
Popo
tired of this.
anymore. They canceled Mr. Popo like 30 years ago. You ain't seen him since.
The first time I saw it was when we used to watch it in my dorm, and I was like, what? Or did I see it in the game?
No,
Was it
it was not because he was. I don't think he was in the game at the time, but yeah, it was when we were dating. You're in college, so that was. I'm not going to tell how old you are, but it was a little bit ago.
proud of my age?
A little bit ago.
That's
Well,
right.
that's crazy. I think ultimately I agree that it's okay to edit. I still because I most of Dr. Seuss now is not just written by random people. Like Dr. Seuss has so many different authors under the pseudonym uh, Dr. Seuss. But I I like Dr. Seuss, and I believe that the family did the right thing by just saying, "Hey, this is our choice.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and fix this." But
Mhm.
um, what do y'all think about Ti, the rapper, and his wife, who are accused? I think the count is up to 12. 12 women.
Jesus.
12 women have accused them of drugging and raping them.
Mm,
Um,
mm, mm.
are you surprised at that from this couple? Are you surprised that to hear that from about them? Matt, you go first.
A little bit, right? But what I also heard it was a few months ago that some people are accusing them of human trafficking, human sex trafficking.
Yeah, all
But I ain't forgave Tiny since he had that doctor check his daughter out, like, or Ti.
yeah.
Tiny ain't his mama, ain't her mama.
Tiny, whoever, right? Ti should not have had that doctor do that. So, I mean, that proves that he's already capable of doing some real grimy stuff.
Right.
I don't know if he's getting his Bill Cosby on or not, but I wouldn't put it past him.
So the last one I read, I think was the 12th one. She was an intern, and they allegedly had gave her 2 pills of some sort, and did inappropriate things with her on that tour bus, and she has like medical issues now, like
Wow.
not incontinence. Incontinence is pee, right? The other, the back end, whatever that would be. She had to have some repairs back because of penetration, and and they're just denying it. And I just feel like that's just so wrong. Like if you so powerful and you a rapper and you just have this swag that Ti is supposed to have, why are you raping people? And what say you if you a wife and you like, yes, husband, let's drug and rape women? Like, that's a sick. How do you find somebody as equally sick as you are? Like, what do you think her avenue is?
I think Tiny just, I don't know what it is about her inability to just let that man go, but I think that he running the show and she just, okay, being led by the nose because she don't want to be by herself. This woman has sat up here and got all these plastic surgeries done and trying to make herself into an image of what her man is attracted to. So do you think that she gonna participate in this as another way to say we don't have to be, split up because I'm willing to participate in this with you too? That's some people be saying ride or die. That's ride or dumb. You real
Right.
stupid.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to. If she was with somebody else before him, she would probably be just as committed to that person as well, and hopefully wouldn't be in a situation where you feel like this is the type of stuff you have to do, because nobody dealing with a full deck with enough self-love does all that type of stuff, like she does. This girl that sat up here and had her whole entire midsection rearranged.
Right.
For
Right.
what?
What do you think about it?
So the allegations don't surprise me. Like whether they did it or not, who's to say until the investigation happens, right? Like, but more and more people keep getting stacked up. And in the article you sent us, they're not talking to each other, but they have similar stories. So it's very telling. Like this most likely was happening. And it's right. Rape culture is pervasive, right? So like that in itself is something that needs to get checked, because like, what's her name? Tiny is complicit, whether she was trafficking people to him or not. But can I believe that she was actually part of the setup or whatever? Yeah, I could also believe that allegation might be true as well. They were talking about like they raped a veteran, and they almost raped her friend too, but she didn't make it to the hotel room because she got sick too quick. So like it sounds just like the stuff Cosby was doing, or Weinstein, or whatever his name is, or Roethlisberger, or Kales for you Chicagoans. But like it just sounds like
he just took
that's the that's the culture.
Got better or worse?
Right. He was Pepe.
No way.
Damn.
But like that definitely needs to be checked. Like the whole movement needs to eradicate that. I mean, you got songs like Miguel, how many drinks does it take for you to come home with me? Like it's in the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So if it's proven that they did that, then they need to go to jail with both of them, for a very long
T.I. will be
time.
done, because that'll be like his second or third strike.
Third strike.
Something like that.
He'd be done.
Okay, but all right. So it's just been kind of like a deep show today. We've been deep, but
but
we might as well keep it going. All right, I want to ask y'all a question. So if God forbid, you got to throw that out there, God forbid something was to happen to any of us fairly like now, do you give your spouse permission to move on and date? If so, how long do you think they should wait before, they begin to move on? So I'm gonna have Matt start this one.
Monique
You could get him in trouble first.
Yeah.
She can move on immediately with a picture of me. That's she walks around with a picture of me. We can go on dates. No, I'm kidding. I mean, at least give me a year. You know what I mean?
Give me a year. Give me a year.
Before you move on, show I meant something to you. But no, I wouldn't be upset. I wanted her to move on and be happy, and find somebody that would love her almost as much as I do.
I would too in like 5 years though. Like 5. I need 5 years.
You need 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
Okay. We'll go 1 to 5,
And also, and you still have to keep a picture of me up at your house. I don't care if you're married. I still need to be on a wall somewhere. Okay, make me a little shrine. Okay, don't just erase me. Like I need to know that I'm there. I need her to know that I'm always gonna be there, because I will haunt her ass. I will haunt her.
Oh man.
Like what y'all up to? Don't call ghost. What you call him? The guy you don't like?
Ghostbusters?
Nah. It's on Travel Channel. Some show that you say is fake.
Oh, the Ghost Hunters?
Yeah.
With the real Diesel dude?
Look,
Oh, what is
You
that? Ghost
call him.
Adventures with the guy that keeps cussing out the ghosts? He's like, get out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you talking to him like that?
I don't know why he be cussing him
He'd be
out.
like, hit me then. I'd be like, no, don't say that, because
Yeah, don't hit me.
One day you gonna have the right one, okay?
right. Monique, what about you?
Oh man, these type of questions always do something to me. But okay, so I think Matt, that was real generous of you to say a year, because doggone well, I tell you all the time, I'm through. I'm staying single. I'm not gonna do it because it's just too much you have done. Ain't nobody gonna be able to, that's like being Jesus' daddy, his real daddy, and Joseph over here, like, sit down, Jesus. Like, ain't nobody gonna be able to do that. So,
Okay, but how long would you say is an appropriate time? I'm not saying that he would move on, but how long is an appropriate time to grieve you?
To not get haunted, probably.
To not get haunted, yes.
To not get haunted, probably, let me get cold in the ground good, because you're probably going to be on the other side. Let about 18, 24 months go by. I'm going to do it like a loan, 18, 24 months.
36 installments.
In that time frame. Maybe the 19th month, I might change my mind and be like, you know what? I'm going to charge interest on that hoe. I don't like it,
Be knocking on the door, not her.
Yeah.
Not her. Pick again.
Her, no, it's terms and conditions, because I'm showing up. I ain't gonna be able. I'm nosy, and I'm a Virgo. I'm all analytical. I'm gonna be up in there like, let me see. Her eyebrows. Get out of here.
She
gonna
ain't
have
good.
to come
She
right.
can't cook.
She can't cook. She gonna have to. Don't be thirsty now. I'm not stalking y'all to the bedroom or nothing, but because that's your business. But if
Okay, Ryan, how about you? How long would it be appropriate for me to move on?
So I don't. I think as long as it takes you to recoup and
how long?
So I'll be cool. I'll be cool with a year,
Never
a year
know.
or two.
A
I'll be
year?
fine with that.
A
Yeah,
year. I
I'm
was
dead.
with you for
I'm dead.
almost. I was with you for almost 20 years, and in a year, is you think?
Like again, not to talk about age or anything like that, but we getting up there, and it's like, why put off finding more happiness before you dead too? So you know what I mean? Like,
oh my goodness!
You only got so much more time.
You miss me, or both
so
y'all get haunted.
I got a sizable tattoo of your name on me that I'm not gonna ever get covered up or removed.
Wow.
So they're gonna have to deal with that, but that's on them.
I'll be in the corner like this.
I never made any mistakes with any of the tattoos I got, so you just got to deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I'll keep that.
Yeah.
All right. So we got one more we got to deal with. One more topic we got to discuss. My friends. Our favorite one has to go. So I need to know the person who you're going to keep, and then the person who has to go. So we have Denzel Washington, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, or Samuel L. Jackson. And remember,
only one has to go?
One has to go.
Ooh.
But you'll lose all of their work.
That's hard.
Well, yeah.
Who was it again? It was
Denzel,
Samuel L. Martin Lawrence, Denzel, Will Smith. Okay, that was the one I was missing.
Who got to stay? For me, who has to stay right off the bat? Will Smith got to stay. I mean, because you can't lose a Fresh Prince. All his wonderful movies. Not iRobot, but not iRobot. What's the other one I like with the zombies?
I Am Legend.
That was one of my favorite movies. I really like I Am Legend. That was a great movie. Independence Day.
7. Come on, Pursuit of Happiness.
All of it.
Will's got to stay.
Will's got to stay. He got to stay. But who has to go? For me, it's between. I'm battling. Who got to go? It's between Samuel L. Jackson. and Denzel, because Martin got to stay too.
Yeah.
Martin,
Can't have Bad Boys franchise without both Will and Marty Marr.
That's very true. I didn't even think about that point. And I still watch Martin to this day and laugh. So Martin also has to stay. Samuel L. Jackson, I really feel like he can go.
Yeah.
He can go.
I'm in agreement.
I mean, the Marvel movies, they would have to go.
They go.
Star
Not
Wars.
the whole Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
Another bald head.
Everything he touched, gone.
If the Marvel movie had to go, they gotta go. But Denzel,
nobody else can say King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Ain't nobody else gonna be able to walk like that.
Okay. Nobody could play the same character 50 different times, and it's still intriguing.
Exactly what I was gonna say, right? Is that Denzel is always playing the same person, except for Training Day. He's just Denzel in a different movie.
Like, so is Will Smith, though. Will Smith is just Will Smith in a different movie.
No, he ain't.
You know how I feel about that type of language.
Even when he was Ali, it was still Will Smith. He was just big as all get out.
Good actors should be themselves, but somebody else. It's all about being a dude playing a dude. You know that.
What's that one where He Got Game? Denzel was good and He Got Game.
Why you name me Jesus? Like, you don't get out of here.
Denzel set the benchmark, for African American and minority actors and actresses. You cannot lose Denzel. But Snakes on the Plane, that can go. Bye, Snakes on the Plane.
But I would keep Denzel too, and I'd keep Will Smith.
Okay.
I would have to say bye to Martin as much as it would hurt.
You think the Martin Lawrence show?
See what you did?
Especially his Halloween special.
See what you did?
Beat up and his head was like super huge.
What about the one with the dog? When he had the fake dog and he was going around the table?
And here he did New Jack City.
Every time.
Okay.
I love my Marvel movies. I love Training Day. Denzel has some really good movies, even though, he's the same character in all of them.
Book of Eli. That was a good one. That was a good Denzel one.
Yeah. So I'm keeping Denzel. I'm keeping Will, and I'm keeping Sam Jackson.
Okay. Monique, who did you do?
I'm getting rid of Sam.
Sam gotta go. Who you keeping? Who your first keep?
Well, because let's think about this. Martin was a whole entire generations of whatever night of the week that show came on.
Yes.
Night of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Martin then Living Single.
Sam was the cameo king before he really took off, and you could find you another bald-headed elderly black man to play in them Marvel movies. He wasn't in every second of them Marvel movies.
They don't exist though. They no longer exist. Because he kicked them off.
They no longer exist because
he kicked them off. He was the end credit scene of Iron Man, where he was putting together the initiative.
It would have been.
He wasn't in Iron Man.
He
was. He was the.
I love
he was
Iron
the,
Man.
He was the last. He was the last credit scene when he was putting together the Avengers, and then so there would have only been Iron Man, and then after that, no more Marvel flicks.
Can we come up with something in our mind that who can replace Martin and what he brought to the table?
No, I'm just saying. Like,
okay, who did you write? Who are you? Let me hear yours.
So I have to keep Denzel because there's almost no movie Denzel's been in that I don't like.
Yeah.
Period. I gotta
keep that lad like The Equalizer. Was that Denzel? That one wasn't that good.
It was also great. It was great.
The one where he was the subway train driver with John Travolta.
Phelan 1, 2, 3 or whatever.
Yeah. That's not the only one. I was like,
No, man. I even like Ricochet. Devil in Blue Dress. Like, all the movies are great. Glory, Philadelphia. Man, come on. You can't get rid of Fallen when he was tracking the dude who was jumping in different people's bodies.
Azazel. Yep.
Okay, so who gotta go?
It's got to be Samuel Jackson. Like, even though it pains me, because Samuel Jackson, all his movies are great, but he really hit his prolific in my adulthood is when I really started tracking him. So you can't get rid of my childhood. Can't get rid of Martin Lawrence. That's my childhood. Can't get rid of Will Smith. That's my childhood.
Right.
And I can't get rid of Denzel. So I gotta get rid of Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
And then
Men
my
in
kids,
Black.
because my kids don't deserve Marvel films. They don't deserve them. I said it. They usually gonna come out here and get Black Panther off the bat? No, you don't deserve that. All right, you gotta have Meteor Man like me, Blank Man.
Oh, Blank Man, not Blank Man.
You don't get to have great movies in your childhood. No.
Look, you can't have it, okay? I'm here for that. We sure did have some wackers. But they were funny though. They were hilarious.
He paved the way. Meteor Man paved the way.
Yeah. I mean, they probably paved the way for Hancock. Will gave us Hancock.
He did.
Yeah.
We liked Hancock. That was a good one.
Which
I
one was
wanted to
Hancock?
see that.
It's the one where he was shaving his face with his fingernails. He was like the most deadbeat superhero ever.
He was flying around with a fifth of Henny.
I think
Like-
I remember that.
We had it on Blu-ray too. That's how old.
Yeah. Man, that's something though. Bad Sam.
Well,
I mean, we can still, if it come to a vote, you can shake your head all you want. We ain't keeping Sam. We
Sam-
already made the case.
Look, if you get rid of Sam, you got to lose Pulp Fiction too.
Ah, dang, Jules, I don't like this one.
Yeah, but
like
Pulp Fiction is not better than years and
Ooh.
years and years of Martin. I'm sorry. Pulp Fiction
you
was
lose-
good.
Oh man,
And you losing
Pulp
Jungle
Fiction.
Fever. Jungle Fever gone too.
Oh,
When he was
You care
dancing.
about Jungle Fever?
Jungle Fever can
What?
go.
Jungle Fever can
That's-
go.
Oh,
Jungle
you
Fever can
crazy.
go. I mean,
But,
I don't know.
it's gone.
Gator with that.
Yeah.
Hey, let me hold
He
you.
was dancing.
All right, so out of three of four of us said Samuel can go. Again, Matt has to dissent and go his own way.
what
You
you
did
did?
that last time too, didn't
See what
you?
you did?
it's okay.
See what you did?
But this whole
See what you did?
come on, Monique, you're gonna have to get that spoon.
Yeah.
You know, might have to brutal him, but
I done tried, see, and then you know what's gonna happen too. They gonna be like, see, that's cause he ain't black, but y'all wrong. Matt blacker than some black folks.
Matt,
I
like
know-
I did not say that.
Grew up
Y'all-
in Coming to America. Oh, you'd lose Coming to America too, because Sam Jackson. Was
Oh, you would lose.
Ah!
Oh no.
oh,
Not coming to America.
He still gotta go. I'm sorry. He still has to go.
Oh no. Well, you know what? Let's
You
go head on. Since people wanted to be ungrateful for part two, since they wanted to be ungrateful for
Yeah.
part two, go on. No coming to America for you, dear. Now.
But you lose Def Jam, Matt, because he was Martin Lawrence an integral part of Def Jam.
Ah.
oh.
Samuel L.
Gone.
Jackson was in Def Jam too.
He
He was,
was.
I swear Samuel
what?
L. Jackson was on Def Comedy Jam. I swear he
I forgot
was.
about Def Comedy Jam. That was
Nobody
it's
confirmed
gone.
it.
Def Con Jam gone.
All right.
Dang, I
Gone.
swear he was. Sam Jackson was on there with some purple pants on.
I got to look
I
it
don't
up.
remember that.
I swear.
But listen, guys. So that was topic 6 for us, and sorry Sam has to go. That's the bottom line, but that's it for us.
Yeah.
Ryan, you want to shout out our socials real quick?
Yeah, most definitely. So, thank you to the Patreon patrons. Thank you to all the hosts for making this a great show. You can reach us at oksoboompodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us a direct email. The YouTube, the Patreon, and the Facebook are all called Okay So Boom. That's OKY So Boom. The Twitter is at OKSoBoom1, and the Instagram is OK_so_boom.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week with another show. So bye.
Bye.
Bye.